Ladies and gentlemen, it is a big, weird, wild world out there, folks. And here we stand, al pie del cañón, ready for anything. I'm Rob Grams, that's the Natch, and you're listening to...
The ProBoh Show!
Woohoo! It's Wednesday, friends. Happy hump day. Pa, 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 pa. We made it, Natch. By the time we finish the lunchtime show, half of the week is done. Officially. You know? How are you doing out there, folks? You're listening to the ProBoh Show. If you're listening live, it's currently 8:30 Central European Time. Good morning to my international friends, or good afternoon, good evening. How are you doing out there? Thank you very much for listening this morning. How are we doing? How are you doing, Natch? How's the midweek vibe in Natchland?
Pretty well.
Yeah, me too, honestly.
Slept quite well.
Okay, good.
You're fine.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I mean, in fairness, I'm sleeping in a 6-year-old's bed. But I am sleeping it's extraordinarily comfortable, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. How are you guys doing? Man, what a show yesterday. It was great. I actually posted a video on Instagram and got some beautiful comments. The video was a little clip from yesterday's show where I was talking about, actually it's an Alan Watts quote, who's like a philosopher. He brought a lot of Eastern philosophy to the West, talking about life and music. I got some really beautiful some really beautiful comments on there. I'm gonna read it to you. If you want to see this, you can find it on TikTok or on my Instagram. My TikTok and my Instagram are both Professional Bohemian or ProBoh. I'll be honest, I can't remember my TikTok. Okay, there was one in particular that came in this morning by Manoli Leonbi, and she said, okay, so the premise is, or the premise of the quote was, that we're put into an educational system and we're kind of like a carrot on a stick for a donkey. We're told that, if you work hard, you'll get somewhere, and then you go follow education into a work life, and you're told the same. You work hard, and there's a prize waiting for you, the success that you crave, whatever success means to you. And then you wake up in your middle age, and you discover that it was all a lie. There's nothing waiting for you. It was just that, and that life is music, and we should have been singing and dancing while the music is playing. So that's it in brief what that was about. And Manoli said, that is something I used to think frequently. Moreover, since I am a mom, and you've got to decide for another person what you think is the best. And this that you describe is what I have experienced, more or less. I finally came to the conclusion that this is better and fits my idea of living life, even if the facts are not so nice. And I've thought about maybe breaking the system and get my child into another way of life. But that way also has not so nice things. So having to choose, Rob, I decide to get him into the wheel of life. Well, I'll let you read the rest of the comment. It's a beautiful comment. It's there. It's somewhere in the list of beautiful comments that there are. Thank you so much for interacting with that, guys. I love it when I make a video and you guys like it. It's the first time I posted a video that wasn't a joke, Natch. First time I've introduced Instagram to my serious side. So let's see who's joining us in the chat today. We've got Min. Buenos dias, sexy man. Rawr. Can we get ProBoh approved, please, Min? My
ProBoh approved.
Sorry, Natch. My self-esteem needs it this morning.
It's free. No worry.
Thank you. Jareum, good morning, Rob. Good morning, Jareum. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing fine. Thank you so much. You are sleeping in one of those awesome race car beds. It's more of a princess kind of bed. It's got like this lace canopy. And it fits my torso comfortably. The rest of the body is, in question. Good morning, Bridge. He says, good morning, Rob. My hump day is always at home, so I'm here all the way. Thank you, Bridge. I love to hear it. So, what's coming up in today's show, folks? Let me tell you. We are going to go off the coast in today's brilliant Complete the News articles, if we manage to get time for two. We're going to go off the coast of California, Natch, or we're going to look at Florida man. You know Florida? Yeah. I can already see if I ask you which one you want to do. It's going to be Florida. It may not be the best of the two. I'm just warning. That's coming up in the second half. Also in the second half, we're going to go to 100 humans and ask them to name a place where you're not allowed to make noise. I asked 100 humans that question. I have their answers, the top 7. Your job in the chat will be to identify those top 7 answers. But that's in the second half, folks. That's in the second half. In the first half, we've got a delicious, unpopular opinion coming up, which is privacy has become a privilege. Privacy has become a privilege. Obviously, I want to know your thoughts on that. I did poll on Instagram and Twitter, and I do have some results from those polls. I'll let you know later. But all that stuff is coming up later on, guys. Right now, I'm here, you're here. Let's see what's going on in the world. Firstly, I have some cleanup from yesterday. Yesterday's Complete the News. I wasn't able to let everybody know anything about the article. I just did the title and then ended the show because I ran out of time. And it was, if you remember, the news from yesterday was that a Missouri man pleaded guilty of robbing a bank. And he wrote the demand note on his birth certificate. So it must have been incredibly easy to find. What an idiot. And this piece of news was from the New York Post. Not one of my favorite publications, but I did verify that the post was true in other sources. A Missouri man robbed a bank using a demand note written on the back of his own birth certificate. What a criminal fail. Oh, it's like leaving a note after you've robbed a house. If we've forgotten anything, you can contact me at this number. Michael Conley Lloyd, 30, pleaded guilty to robbing a Bank of America branch in Springfield last summer. And he said he did it to prove a point to his lover, though it's unclear what point he was trying to make. Maybe that he's the dumbest bank robber in the world. Maybe that's the point. And if that's the point, Michael Conley Lloyd, congratulations. Congratulations. You did well. Let's take a look at the chat. Min says, funnily enough, today a Dutch report came out on how more Dutch students are calling in sick due to stress. Doctors actually want to do more stress prevention at school. Interesting. I think this is a worldwide phenomenon. That kids are just becoming, I don't know, kids. I mean, college students, can you call them kids? Kids, young adults are just getting more stressed out, man. I think there's more pressure. I think there's more pressure as well because you look after the educational system and what's on offer. Like a degree doesn't mean you're going to get a job nowadays. It maybe get you into an interview, but there are tons of other people with degrees. You know, what employers seem to be looking for now is just a cheap workforce so that they can train in-house. You know? If I was young, I would feel pressure. You have kids as young as 5 doing exams. You know? Has Baby Natch had to do any exams?
Well, little test.
Little tests.
Eldest one, yeah.
Do you remember doing tests at that age at school?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Not me neither, man. I think the first test I ever did, I was in middle school. I was like maybe 11 years old. You know? I mean, that might not be accurate, but I'm pretty sure it was around that age. As a kid, you know, they kind of left me alone to be a kid. You know, to get dirty, draw things, draw Santa Claus with 7 fingers, that kind of thing. I think kids do. And nowadays it seems like a constant barrage of testing and measuring. You know, when does all learning happen if you're constantly memorizing information to repeat in an exam? You know, is an exam even a fair way to measure intelligence? I would say it's a better way to measure memory rather than intelligence. Does it really measure retention? No, you tell me something that I have to remember now, I will remember it tomorrow, but the following week it will have gone. You know what I mean? It's not a way to demonstrate understanding. Certainly not. So yeah, it's sad. It's sad what's happening. It's sad that there is this. I think one of the pandemics that has gone on for maybe the last 5 or 6 years that nobody talks about is stress. By the way, if you're watching the live stream now, It's guest starring Rossi, the cleaning lady, who's cleaning the canteen. She's a big star. I know you all love her. Anyway, let's see what people are saying. The bridge in reference to the New York Post article about the man who robbed a bank using his birth certificate. What a wally! Oh, what a wally! I love it. I haven't heard someone called a wally in years. It's very British, British jerga slang. Oof. Yeah, that's right, Natch. You heard it.
Wow, qué nivelazo.
Jerga. Yeah, the J's. I'll never get them. This man must be the village idiot, says Jareum. Yeah, if the village is Missouri. Yes. Yeah, what a numpty. Exams are useless, says Min. Yeah, me too. I think so too. In fact, most of the standardized testing that is done on anyone is kind of useless. I don't think, writing essays is a good substitute for exams. I think it's better. I think you're more likely to retain knowledge if you've read it and written it down in a concise, thought-out way. But I don't think it's particularly good either. Most of these exams, bear in mind, they're not even for the students. They're to test the teacher's proficiency, not the students, half the time. So your kids are getting stressed out because the educational authority needs to know that the teacher's performing well. That's just the reality, folks. And then not only that, I think kids are becoming more stressed out because of pressures in their peer group, social media, things like that. There's a lot more pressure on kids today than there was when we were young. When I was young, I rode my dinosaur into school, and it was fine. The teacher taught us all how to make wheels. It was great. The sucky part of education, this is another one from Min. The sucky part, the bad part of education, is that it's geared towards what works for the masses. For about 70% that works well enough, but the other 30% struggles, drops out, or never reaches their potential. But there are no schools that truly do it differently. They all do the same. Well, this is a problem with the educational system in general all over the world, Min. We're talking about a system that was created during the Industrial Revolution. 100 years ago. Now, how relevant is something that was designed 100 years ago to today? Are you still print has died. Everything has changed. People consume information in a very different way. We've evolved. Life, the world has moved on past education. And education, or the systems of education, don't seem to want to adapt. And I'm not talking about everywhere. I know you're going to write to me now and say, well, in Finland, in Sweden, I know, not everywhere. I'm talking about the vast majority of places where it's treated like making churros, as they say here in Spain. It's just one in. This is a standardized procedure, and then out. When they reach a certain age, they go into another big building where they meet another bunch of strangers that treat them like cattle, reproducing information that is often not even relevant to a modern life. Well, would you prefer your kid learning trigonometry, Natch, or media? What would you prefer?
What they want, I don't know.
Yeah, for me, one of the prime things that are missing in schools is an education in veracity, in media, in everything surrounding media. I'm not just talking about how to read the news, where to read it from. I'm talking about how seriously to take social media, like understanding the nature of posts and likes, demystifying it. In some way trying to rob them of that dopamine hit every time they get a like, so it becomes less addictive. Media, in all its forms. It's one of the biggest driving factors in the world. Before probably government, there is media, which is one of the biggest motivators in society. And according to a recent poll, people don't trust the government hardly at all, and they trust the media just a little bit more. So yeah, a good education in media, I think, would be a benefit to most children. How are you doing, Pedro? Welcome. Pedro from Instagram's here, folks. All right, and what else has been going on? So that's a little bit of cleanup from yesterday. Also, another bit of cleanup from a piece of news that I did a few days ago. Do you remember we were talking about Amazon laying off 10,000 employees? And I told you back then that it was more than likely going to happen in their hardware department, probably because of the Echo, Alexa kind of thing not doing too well. A lot of that was conjecture on my part, I'll be honest. And then today, I was reading arstechnica.com, and apparently even now Amazon themselves are calling Alexa, and this is a quote, a colossal failure. It's Amazon Alexa is on track to lose $10 billion this year. $10 billion. I don't know about you, Natch. I can't imagine what $1 billion would look like sat on this table. You know? I can't imagine what $2,000 sat on this table would look like. How big the stack would be. How much, you know. I just got, you know, once you get over $1 million, it blows my mind too much. How are you doing, Sasha? Welcome. Hello, I'm totally not lurking. Is Sasha's listening to us on the toilet, folks? Sasha, out of curiosity, you're listening to us from Australia. What time is it where you are right now? I always assume we're on the toilet, Sasha says, Min. Children should be taught at school how to live in the modern world. The problem would be finding teachers to teach that. Yeah, because the problem is most of the teachers have gone through the same educational system. I mean, at a university level in media, for example, I studied media at university, media production and business administration. And in media, they do break down certain things. I mean, it was before the explosion of social media, to be fair. But right now, I know when I was there, they taught me semiotics, which is like the science of signs. Like, what do you think when you see red, yellow? You know, what does that mean? What does this mean? How to analyze media. I think that would be a great thing to teach young people, and a lot of fun too. And it's just a small leap from there to go into advertising, the effects of advertising, the global effect of media, you know, how to recognize propaganda. You know, things like that would be really, really useful for kids. Really useful. But, you know, sadly, it's not on the curriculum. Never will be, I don't think. Or at least not in our lifetimes. Only on the loo half the time, says Sasha. It's currently 6:47 p.m. It's 10 to 7 p.m. Jeez, is it already 10? Oh, my God. Natch. This is why I don't have time for the unpopular opinions, man. So, yeah, so it's true that the Amazon Alexa, the hardware, that hardware in particular, people who work on that hardware, will be the ones most affected by the loss of 10,000 jobs that's coming. I don't know, they attribute the blame to other competitors coming on the market. If you remember, just after Alexa was launched, Google Echo came out. Oh, Google whatever the hell it is. I don't even know what it's called. The Google one came out and Apple one came out. Both have proved to be extremely popular. So sad news when so many people are going to lose their jobs. And finally, I wanted to wrap up on some more entertaining news. Are you excited for Avatar 2, The Way of Water, Natch? No, right?
No, not really. No.
No, me neither. You know, me neither. You know, I loved I saw the first one maybe 4 times in the cinema. Saw it in IMAX, saw it in 3D, saw it on a couple of normal screens. Blown away. Then I bought it on Blu-ray, and I watched it a couple of times. And it is incredible how fast the shine fell off that movie for me. And now I watch it, and it's just kind of a little bit boring, I'll be honest. It's like Dances with Wolves, but with big Smurfs. Pitufos. You know what I mean? But you know, James Cameron is doubling down on his Amazon, on his Weird Blue Men. Amazon 2 is a reality. Have you seen any of the trailers, Natch?
No, but I guess it's the same, but underwater.
Yeah, kind of. Kind of. Well, here's a little fact. Avatar 2 is so expensive, has been so expensive to make, that it has to become the fourth or fifth highest grossing film in history just to break even. So just to make back what they have spent on the movie, they need to earn in the region, I think, of $2 billion on this film. Unbelievable. I mean, that seems like a hell of a gamble to me. Are you going to go and see this film? Do you think you'll go and see Avatar?
I don't think so. No. I don't have too much time to go to the cinema. No, I don't think so.
Okay, another question. Okay, at the same time, Avatar, a new Star Wars movie, and a new Avengers movie is coming out. You can go and see any one. Which one is it?
Avengers.
Yeah, James Cameron might be in trouble, I think. Or maybe him not, but Avatar 3, 4, and 5 that are going to come out. Apparently. I think they might be in trouble too, folks. Let's see. Love the original movie. Don't know why they're making a second. It got boring really quickly. Man who watched the movie 20 times. I did watch it a lot. But like not in a short period of time. I went to the cinema to see it. Okay, when it came out of the cinema, I saw it like 4 times. Blown away by the spectacle. But then when I got on Blu-ray, it's not like I've watched it in a week 5 times. I've like over the last, I don't know, 7 years or whatever, I've watched it maybe 3 times, 2 times. I think the last time I watched it, I didn't even make it through the whole thing. I got completely bored. Pedro, Amazon is struggling after I left them a couple of years ago. That's it. They're like, that's one of the things they say in the article. They say, because Pedro from Instagram is not here anymore, we're firing everyone at Alexa. True story. That's a fact, guys. That's a fact. I'll go watch it if the reviews turn out surprisingly and overwhelmingly positive. Here's the thing, it's James Cameron. You know the reviews are going to be great. The reviews were great for Avatar. But now I'm watching it coldly. Yeah. You know, is it a great movie? I don't think it is. Like, is Titanic a great movie? It's really not. Watch it. It's not. It's twee and rubbish. You know. Let's see. I did see all 3 of them, says Pedro. Marvel is the only one I wouldn't watch. Ooh, Min. Min's got some bad feelings about Marvel there. Oh, God, we're running out of time. Guys, let's go to an unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion.
Oh, every day I get talking to you guys in the Natch and I lose track of time. Sorry, guys. Here's today's unpopular opinion. Privacy has become a privilege. Privacy has become a privilege. Okay. You could have voted on that on Twitter, @PROBOH, or on Instagram, @Professional Bohemian. @. 73% of Instagram said it was true. No one said it was true on Twitter. How do you feel about this? Do you think privacy has become a privilege, Natch?
Yeah, even more. It's like una utopia, like a utopic, you say?
Yeah, it's a utopia. Feeling like you can have privacy in the modern world. It's a dream.
Nowadays, for everything, you need at least a Gmail account or something, and you have to agree on the terms, and that's it.
Exactly. Have you ever read the terms and conditions of anything?
No. The great lie.
Yeah. It's just there to exercise your thumbs. You get some good thumb exercise in scrolling the terms and conditions of the new Facebook privacy policy. Sasha says, I laughed a lot while watching Titanic. Yeah, me too. Especially that end scene where Kate is hogging the door. No, Leo, you go down in the water. When Avatar originally came out, it was definitely a gorgeous movie. Yeah, man, it was a spectacle. And at that time, I was really interested in special effects and things. And and it hooked me. So I believe that privacy has become a privilege. Pedro actually sent me a really interesting message on Instagram. Pedro from Instagram on Instagram. He said, we've never exposed so much of our private life publicly, but privacy has never been so protected and regulated. A bit of a paradox. Is it protected? I feel like here in Europe we're a little more protected thanks to the EU's GDPR and what's coming up, what they have planned for the future. I think we're a little more protected. But let me, how many times has it happened to you where you're having a private conversation? Oh no, Natch, really? Oh, I'm the worst. I'm the worst at timekeeping. How many times have you had a private conversation and at the end of that private conversation you've been advertised something about that conversation you were having?
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, exactly. Or social media, you're in a private chat with someone and in that same social media site an advert pops up for something you've been talking about. Privacy is a myth, folks. We hand over our privacy for convenience. That's what we do. We say, here, take all my information, take my history, just give me convenience. Privacy is no longer something that we expect. It's no longer a human right, even though it is officially a human right by the United Nations. Guys, I'm going to drop a poll in the chat. You're going to tell me what you think. I'll be back in a few minutes. Hey guys, if you'd like to support the show, you can do so on Patreon. That's patreon.com/professional bohemian. There you'll find VODs of the episodes as they are recorded live, blogs, vlogs, and behind-the-scenes content. If you'd like to watch the show live, you can do so on twitch.tv/professional bohemian, and you can participate in the polls we use in the show on Instagram @professional bohemian or Twitter @ProBoh, PROBOH. Okay, on with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. You're listening to the ProBoh Show on this fine Wednesday. How you doing, live listeners? How you doing, my beautiful people joining me in the chat? Can I just say, Sasha, Min, Pedro, well, all of you that are there chatting, you're looking really good today, guys. I don't know if it's the hair or have you done something, whitened your teeth or something, lost a little weight. I don't know. You're looking good, guys. Keep it up. You're killing it. You're killing it at life, friends. If you're just tuning in, what were we talking about? Well, we got carried away with a little chat about the educational system. It wasn't what I intended, but I certainly had a lot of fun in that chat. And then we spoke about a little bit of news. We spoke about Amazon Alexa losing around $10 billion, or will lose around $10 billion this year. And that explains the news that we reported earlier in the week about I think it may have been the end of last week, about Amazon firing 10,000 people. A lot of people. It's a bad time to be in tech, guys. It's a bad time to be in tech. It seems the tech giants struggling now. Then we spoke about Avatar 2 having to become the 4th or 5th highest grossing movies in history. So it has to be in the top 5 most profitable films of all time, just to make the money back, just to break even. Wow. James Cameron, man. James Cameron, you're drunk. Imagine he does it, Natch. Imagine it like, to be fair, I mean, the guy has made some immensely profitable movies. He's one of the most bankable directors. When I say bankable, most reliable in terms of profitability. And then we went into today's unpopular opinion, sadly, quite briefly, because I got carried away chatting with you all, having fun. And that was that privacy has become a privilege. And I did spell it wrong in the poll, in the live chat. I know. Thank you, Bridge, for letting me know. But people did vote. I will let you know how that vote on the live show actually went in a second. First of all, I want to go into some comments because Hadri's here. How are you doing, Hadri? Where are we? I voted no. There we go. No, more Min. Here we go. Min says privacy goes down the more privileged you are. All of your electrical appliances follow you. If you're richer, you buy electric cars, which then gather information on you. Look, even poor people, everybody is being tracked. It's not a rich, poor thing. If anything, the richest, the elite, can afford taking down videos that they don't want and lawsuits and things like that, which is much more accessible to the rich than it is to the poor. To go in contrary a little bit, to play devil's advocate a little bit. But most people in Western countries have a mobile phone, and that's the biggest infringement on your privacy there is, right? It's not even a mobile phone you use to talk to people. It's a mobile phone used to listen to you. And I'm not trying to be a hypocrite here. I have a mobile phone. Okay, let's continue. If you are richer, you buy electric cars, which then gather information on you. Yeah, but if it wasn't an electric car, it would be Google on your Android kind of tracking your location. You know? And if you're in the poorer demographics, then you probably have an Android phone rather than an Apple. You know? This is just, it's ubiquitous. It's something that we've all dealt with. Since Google first released Drive, we've said, yeah, give me all that good stuff and here's my privacy in exchange. It's become a privilege. Privacy has become a privilege. And you might say, well, no, because I don't have to engage in online activities. No, you don't. Maybe you don't want to. But most people in this society, in this modern society, in order to be able to maintain relationships, not only with each other, but with news and information, you need to be hooked in to some kind of technology. You need to be, and most technology now is tracking you, dude. Even my toaster, mi horno de pan. I don't even know how you say toaster.
Tostador.
Tostador. Mm-hmm. Even my toaster door. Toaster, the
or tostadora is
okay.
Yeah.
Male or female? They them. Tostador. Even my tostadora has Bluetooth. You know what I mean? You're being tracked. You're being tracked everywhere. Your privacy's over. Forget about it. Pedro says, I voted no. More people interested in exposing themselves in their privacy. Paradoxically, we've never been regulated and protected so much privacy. But those regulations, Pedro, they would not happen unless our privacy was being ever more infringed upon. Does that make sense? These regulations would not exist if there weren't other entities trying to infringe upon our privacy. Now, I'm a big fan of the EU and its measures to, in terms of technology, forcing Apple to use USB-C chargers, Apple forcing Facebook to change the way they collect data. I'm a big fan of anything that protects our privacy, but to a large degree now, our privacy is being infringed upon. Until there are more laws and more regulation, what we've got so far isn't enough. Yeah, we are protected to some degree, but those protections were put in place because our privacy was being infringed upon. You know, I mean that's just a fact, I think. But you're right, and Pedro makes a really amazing point here. We ourselves are exposing our activities more than we ever have. I think less nowadays than before. But do you remember, like, Foursquare? Where you tag yourself, I'm in this place, look at me, these are my habits, this is what I like to do. We have our own part of the responsibility to play in our loss of privacy. Because we give it away quite often. You know, I try not to post anything too personal of mine. I try just to use my ProBoh account just to talk about the show and my art. Because, yeah, I mean, our privacy is massively being infringed upon, and I don't need to add fuel to the fire. Min says you should read TikTok's terms of service. They want your fine GPS location, and they want to look at what you have on your clipboard of your phone. My God. Hadri, privacy should be yours at all times. People have no right to pry into your personal details or watch you on a camera for no reason without a signed court order that specifies you're under investigation as a suspect in crime. Yeah, you're going to get a ProBoh approved, Hadri.
ProBoh approved.
Amen to that. Amen to that. There is no reason why we should be advertised things that we've spoken about in a private, real-life conversation just because my phone has a microphone. You know what I mean? That should not happen. That should not happen. It's really difficult to know what's being used as meta information for large groups and what is being used as private information to target you. That's true. That's very true. Pedro, but if one wants to have a private life, nothing will prevent you from leaving social media. Exactly. That's the option. It's either participate in this cultural phenomenon and lose your privacy, or risk being isolated from friends, news, family, and have privacy. Does that not sound like the very nature of privilege? Privacy has become a privilege. Okay, where are we? Wow, there's a lot of comments, guys. You're doing really well. Sasha says my head is particularly shiny today. Yeah, I didn't shine it. It's just the natural shine. Like gathering info on where most cars are driving to help traffic flow in the future, fine by most people, but your home address and your work are already known to the government, so counting the cars that pass certain points isn't an issue. Looking through your search history to target you with certain ads while also driving up the prices on things you're interested in a web shop, that's probably way more frowned upon. Yeah, but the thing is, all that information should be ours to give, not theirs to take. You understand? Like, I still believe privacy is mine. Okay, here we go. Here's the thing. Imagine you're having a conversation on public transport. Nat, you're having a conversation. We're having a talk on the metro. And you say to me, Rob, I need a new colchon for my bed at home. My colchon's destroyed. Right? And I say, okay, well, I know a few places, and we continue talking. Just as we're about to get off the metro, someone approaches you and says, you want a colchon? I think I've got a colchon for you. How would you feel about that? You'd feel like your privacy was infringed upon, right? Like, what you're doing listening to my conversation, you're a weirdo. But that happens to us every single day, and we don't blink an eye. Because it's not a real person that does it. It's a machine and an algorithm. But the result is the same. The result is exactly the same. I must have lost some weight since I'm on the toilet, says Sasha. Oh. I reckon privacy is your choice. You can either, this is from Urs, you can either expose yourself or not. Everything depends on what you want at this moment. Nevertheless, nowadays we are bound to be exposed to banks' control, borders and tax agencies. But there is always a silver lining. You'd better get used to it because there isn't a way back, I guess. Yeah, sadly I agree with you there, Urs. I don't think there is a way back. The elite can take down videos, but they're also being followed on much more personal level. That is true. That is true. You know, I used to be around a person that used to check my Instagram followers to see if they've gone up and down, who it was and who it you know, and it's just a massive. I felt controlled. But when you understand that is what these companies do. But you know, I'm not outraged about that, but I'm outraged about a person, an individual do it. There's obviously incongruence in my thinking. Both are outrageous. Neither should happen. I can guarantee you the government is a lot more interested in what Musk is doing than what I'm doing, probably. Probably, Min. The bridge. I agree with you, Rob. We just want it that way. Exactly. Hadri, according to United Nations Declaration of Human Rights, signed in 193 countries, privacy is a human right protected by the UN. It's what I was about to say just as I went into the break. The United Nations has codified our privacy as an inalienable human right. Remember that. Leaving social media is tantamount to being on a desert island. Agreed, Bridge. Hadri, can we get Hadri, by the way, for that last comment? Can we get him ProBoh approved?
ProBoh approved.
Love it when you drop knowledge, guys. Love it. Come on, what do you expect from me? It's yeah, I know, Sasha, I know. I like my desert island. Yeah, Min doesn't participate in a lot of social media, but I'm very glad he participates right here on the ProBoh Show, friends. What's my thought on this? Well, I think I've covered it, right? Here's the thing. Here's the paradox. I am very connected. I have to be for my work, but I will admit, I enjoy it. I enjoy that little dopamine hit when you drop a like or a comment on one of my videos, on my things. I like it. And I have quite consciously exchanged my privacy for convenience. You know? In many cases, your privacy is exchanged because you can't pay a subscription. You know? You just want ads targeted to you that are more relevant rather than being advertised any old thing. You know, I want access to Google Drive. I want access to my Facebook friends and my Instagram friends and my TikTok videos. You know, I want access to all that entertainment that is cutting edge and in the moment that everybody else is talking about. And I hand over my privacy in exchange to that. You know, there's one argument where you hear people saying, look, I've got nothing to hide. I don't know if that's the point necessarily. I don't have anything to hide. But should I really be listened to, followed, pursued by businesses hungry to advertise the latest tat that I might need? Because quite often we vocalize things we want without even really thinking about it. Without even really crossing our mind whether we actually need it or not. Just adding to another mountain of things. Consume, 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 consume. And in order to make my the consumption easier and more better targeted to me, I exchange my privacy. And I'm starting to think, as an older man, it's not worth it. And that's my final thought, guys. All right, let's go to today's 100 Humans. Is it just me, Natch, or is the show getting a little too serious? 2 episodes of seriousness. We have to do a weird, unpopular opinion tomorrow. All right, guys, it was a long walk to work today, longer than usual, across snow-capped mountains, through river valleys, and on that walk, I encountered 100 humans. Okay, and I asked them all a question. Today I asked them to name a place. Name a place where you are not allowed to make noise. Name a place where you are not allowed to make noise. I asked them that question. They give me their answers. I have the 7 most popular answers right here. Your job as a live viewers, and if you want on Twitter, I am paying attention today, I promise. If you want to interact on Twitter, I'll pay attention too, and our live audience, to name places where you're not allowed to make noise. All right, we've got a few answers coming in. What do you think, Natch?
Library?
A library, you think? Okay, you think that. Also, Hadri and Min all said library. It's there. Well done. You guys just killing it. Library, it's there. 28 of 100 humans said library, making it the number 1 answer, guys. Oh! Number 1 answer. Well done, Natch. Well done, Hadri. Well done, Min. Straight out of the gate with the number 1 answer. All right, Min and the Bridge say church. Church. Shush. Think about God. That's what you're supposed to do. No noise. Unless it's church mandated noise, like a song. La, 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 la. I don't know church. Is church there, though? Is that a place you're not allowed to make noise? Yes, it is. Well done. Oh. 22 of the 100 humans said church, making it our 2nd place answer. Well done to Bridge and Hadri. All right. Hadri says, he continues, he says, a courtroom. A courtroom. You're in front of the judge, el juez, and the jury. Shut up. Don't say anything that will incriminate yourself. Don't say anything in a courtroom. Is it there? Yes, it is. It's the 7th most popular answer with 4 of 100 humans. I think the later ones are even harder to identify in my mind. So well done, Jarael. All right, church. It was there. Was it Jarael who said that? No, courtroom. Where was it? Courtroom. Hadri and Jarael, I think. All right, a funeral. A funeral, says Urs. A funeral. And Sasha and Urs say a funeral. More like a funeral home. Name a place where you're not allowed to make noise. So a funeral home. Is it there? Well, yes, it is. Well done. Jeez, guys, you guys are on fire today. You're looking good. You're thinking well, fast. Jeez, I don't know how you do it, friends. I don't know how you do it. Here I am, all bald and tired, and you guys are killing it. Winning at life. All right, let's continue. So we had a funeral home. Anywhere in Finland, says Pedro. Anywhere in Finland. I don't know the backstory, but is it there? No, it's not. You shut up in Finland, man. Shut your mouths out there. All right. The Bridge says a bus. A bus. Un autobus. A bus. Is it there? No, it's not. Dude, people make noise on a bus. They're chatting with each other, babies crying, you know. Flatulence if it's a long enough trip. And Sasha's there. So bus, not there. Sorry. Okay, church, we've had church, Jariam. Good morning, Nuriyatam. Welcome. Jariam says, in the cinema, In the cinema. Is the cinema there? Yes, it is. Well done. All right, 17 of the 100 humans said in the cinema, and it's in third place. Well done. Well thought out, Jarrell. One of my pet peeves, man. One of the things I hate the most. You got the cinema and there's someone talking. As someone who talks for a living, you got to appreciate those moments in those places where talking is forbidden. Just shh, chill. All right, so in the cinema, well done. Bridge says government buildings. Government buildings. Is it there? No, it's not. Sorry, Bridge. Oh, Nuria Tam said cinema as well. Well done, well done. La 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 is my favourite church song, says Min. Thanks. It's my favourite too. That's why it's my go-to church song. La 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 La, God is good and things. Natch, don't laugh. Don't laugh because you laugh and it encourages me. I've got to break into another verse. All right, where are we? We've had hospital. No, have we had hospital? No, we haven't had hospital. Sasha says hospital. Is hospital there? Yes, it is. Well done. Well done, Sasha. Hospital is there. The fourth most popular answer, with 11 of the 100 humans saying a hospital, a place where you shouldn't be making noise, really, in a hospital. Very good. Hadri says a Vaughan class. A Vaughan class. No, the contrary. We want you to talk in a Vaughan class, so it's not there. It's not there. One of the things that makes Vaughan and Vaughan classes unique is the fact that the student is the protagonist. They have to do a lot of talking. You've heard Fitz's show. Okay, a Vaughan class, so that's not there. Rob's house, says Sasha. No talking in Rob's house. No, that's not there either. You know, I live there. There's going to be some talking. In Japanese trains, she says, no, that's not there either. Just imagine you are asking us about places we haven't been told to shut up, says the Bridge. Pedro said hospital, that one was there, well done. And I'll see you later, Pedro. Okay. Sasha also said a theatre. A theatre. You know, you got to see a play, una obra in un teatro. Is a theatre there? A place where you shouldn't make noise. Friends, yes, it's there. A day with no clues. You did it, my friends. You did it. No clues. Wow. It is truly a good day. Well done, friends. Let's go through the list. Okay, I asked 100 people to name a place where you're not allowed to make noise. In position number 7 was court. In a courtroom, in front of a judge. Don't make noise. Okay. In position number 6 was theatre. 4 of 100 humans said in the theatre you're not allowed to make noise. Unless you're one of the actors, of course. In position number 5 was a funeral home. A funeral home. Don't make noise in a funeral home. Turn your reggaeton down. It's not the moment. Okay. In position number 4 was hospital, with 11 of 100 humans saying you're not allowed to make noise in a hospital. In position number 3 was a cinema. Cinema, movie theatre, however you want to call it. Or whatever you want to call it. A cinema. 17 of 100 humans said that. In position number 2 was church. Don't make noise in a church, yo. Keep it down. And in position number 1, well done to all you who said it, it was library. Well done. Well done to Natch. I think it was Natch, Hadri, and Min who said library. One of the first answers. Well done, guys. Let's go to complete the news.
Complete the news!
All right, guys, complete the news time. I'm going to give you a news headline. We're going to try and do both. Let's see if we can. I'm going to give you a news headline. Your job, I'm going to leave out some information. Your job is to identify the information that is missing. If you're watching the show right now, I know a lot of you are, and you've been too nervous to participate, this is your moment. All you have to write is A, B, or C. Let's go with the first news headline. Okay. First news headline. Blank is found floating in the ocean off the California coast. Blank is found floating in the ocean off the California coast. Is it A, a torpedo? Like un misil pero por el agua, torpedo. I don't know how you say torpedo in Spanish, Natch.
The same, torpedo.
Torpedo, okay. B, a hungry tourist. A hungry tourist on an inflatable beach bed. Found floating off the California coast. A hungry tourist on an inflatable beach bed. Or is it C, 2 tons of plastic? Blank found floating in the ocean off the coast of California. Is it A, a torpedo? B, a hungry tourist on an inflatable beach bed? Or is it C, 2 tons of plastic? A, B, or C? Everyone's sharing the same answer here. What do you think, Natch?
Torpedo?
You think torpedo, which was A. Everybody else, literally everybody else in the chat, has said B, a hungry tourist on an inflatable beach bed. Let's get a drum roll, please. The answer is a lightweight Navy torpedo found floating in the ocean off of California's coast. There you go, guys. There you go. This is from the eastbaytimes.com from yesterday, I think. It was a piece of news from yesterday. U.S. Navy and Orange County Sheriff's Department bomb experts were off the coast of California recovering a lightweight torpedo found by a boater. A team of sailors from the Navy Explosive Ordnance Disposal Detachment, southwest of Coronado, responded this afternoon after the object was found floating in the water Monday, November 21st. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Guys, if you want to see that news article or any of the links that I've spoken about in today's show, you can do that on my Patreon. It's patreon.com/professional bohemian. You can give me some support on all the things I do outside of work. Friends, I've had so much fun today. It's been an absolute privilege. The fact of the matter is, folks, there are so many things you could have been doing this morning. So many. You could have been doing an infinite number of things. But instead of doing those things, you decided to spend some time with me, and it means the world. See you tomorrow, guys.